OK， 大家好，欢迎又来到我们周三的脸书直播时间。那我是今天的导播，我叫 Joe。好，那今天呢，我要先为各位带来我们辅大一个很好用的英语学习资源。那大家可以看到，这是我们的辅大首页。那我们只要把你的滑鼠移到校园资源，那这边有一个辅仁英语网络学院，就是我们的 InNet。好，点进去之后，首先同学要注意最重要的一件事情，我们要先点选右上角会员登录。然后用你的 LDAP 账号密码登录，记得哦，一定要做这个动作，你才能使用里面的任何一个资源。那当你登录了之后，里面的资源全部都是免费的。好，那我们先来看一下今天要介绍，今天最主要要介绍给大家的是我们的云端讨论，还有我们的CCC 确认。好，那我们看一下。好，那我们的主打招牌有我们的云端讨论室，还有我们 CC 确认。那我们 CCC 确认主要是 cross culture 确认。那我们有北美、新加坡还有德国讨论室。那之后还会有更详细的资讯再跟各位介绍。好，那我们今天主力我们就来介绍我们的讨论线上云端讨论室好了。好，我们在每天晚上就是周一到周日，我们可能早上或是晚上下午的时段，我们都会有不同的主题。那看同学需要日常绘画或是多益英文检测的补充加强，都可以去针对你需要的东西去选择你要的讨论室。好，那讨论室我们用的是不同的平台，那我们有分 Scopia， 然后 DrainNet， 还有我们的 Skype。好，那大家也想说 Skype 好 ，Skype 我们都会用，但是我们要如何使用我们的 DrainNet 跟 Scopia？ 我们在上面会有一个 warm up， sign up 这边，它底下都会有教你如何安装你的 DrainNet 跟你的 Scopia。那记得同学们如果不会安装的话，请看这边的使用影片，我们的辛苦的小编都为你们录制了最简单、最直白的步骤。那你们只要看完使用影片，应该都可以操作完成。那如果有任何问题的话，欢迎再来问我们。对，好，那我们今天直播准备要开始，那我们就把我们的主持棒交给我们的主持人 Andrew。
hello everyone. I hope we are live. Can you all see me? Okay, good. Welcome back to our cross-cultural communication and travel course. Today, it's just me. Me and a wonderful crew here. Today, I'm very pleased to talk to you all a little bit about my travels in Great Britain. This is a wonderful country that I really love. During the year that I studied in Europe, I had the chance to travel to a few different countries. As you know from previous broadcasts, I studied in Germany, but I really love Britain. There is something about being an English major that compels you to want to visit Britain. And in particular, there's something about the city of London that most people, if you are a traveler, you will want to see. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to share with you all some of my experiences traveling in London, in Oxford, which is very close to London. It's a train ride away, and Exeter, which is in the south of Britain. A beautiful place to be, and I went there for a conference. So the first thing that I want to start by, I'm sure you're all noticing these wonderful souvenirs here that I have actually they're all from London actually. And I'll introduce what these are slowly, little by little. But I want to begin by telling you all a little bit about how you get to London. Now, most people, when they go to London, they fly. This is a very common way to get there. You fly, there are a few different airports. One of them is called Heathrow Airport. One of them is called Stansted. So if you, if you go by plane, make sure that you know the best way to enter into the city. So it's like coming to Taipei, right? You enter, you fly, you come to Taoyuan, but you're not in Taipei city yet. So there is anticipation, taking the train or the shuttle bus or the normal bus into the city. Now my experience of going to Britain was you go from a place where I could not read everything. When I was in Germany, there are things that I don't understand because I'm not a fluent German speaker. But I was in Britain, and then suddenly everything made sense. The world made sense. I could read all the signs, and I could communicate and ask for help very efficiently, very effectively. And if any of you have any questions or any comments, if you've been to Britain, which I think is quite commonplace to travel, let me know what your experience was like. Ask some questions. We will be taking questions as usual in this live broadcast. So, when you get to London, I think the most iconic thing that you see is the river. There's a very iconic scene of passing the bridge and looking at Big Ben and the House of Parliament. But on this side, the other side, looking back over the river, you see the London Eye. And this is the first thing that we did. When I first went to London, I traveled with my fiancée, Lily. She has forbade me from showing any photos of her. But there is one photo of her here, and I couldn't resist. And so, yes, so this was a trip that the two of us took together. And this is what it looks like, the London Eye. So let's maybe turn the live broadcast over so that we can all see. My face is not that interesting. The photographs are more interesting. So this is when you are about to get into the London Eye. So let's see what happens when you go on. As you know, it's a Ferris wheel. Not exactly a Ferris. What do they call that? It's a Ferris wheel. Yeah, it's a Ferris wheel. Okay. Yes. Let's see what happens when you go into the London Eye and go up. Hold on. Yes. So this is what it looks like when you're at top. Okay. Let me see. Yes, this part is not important. See, this is the important part. There's a bridge here. This is the river. And this is the House of Parliament. It's very iconic. The one that gets blown up in the film V for Vendetta. This is the iconic clock Big Ben, which is now, I understand, closed for renovation. This is, if you ever watched the Disney film Peter Pan, this is the clock that Wendy and Peter Pan, they jump onto and they sort of change the time here. This appears in many films. It also appears in the Pixar film Cars 2. They hide inside this area. There's an attempted murder scene here. It's very interesting. It also appears, I think, in other action films. So very important, iconic landmark, point of interest in London. The House of Parliament's London Eye. And this is Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey. We're not allowed to take photos inside, but a lot of kings and queens and important people who are important figures of British society, they are buried here in Westminster Abbey. So very close. So you can see here, I think, the first thing you realize about London is that government and religion are very close. You can see here there is a they're just one street apart. Religion and government are closely related. And of course, Buckingham Palace is also quite close. But we'll see as we go along. Okay, I think I can control it. Okay, I looked younger back then, although it was only last year. Okay, so you come down and you walk alongside the Thames River. You walk alongside. This is an iconic scene. If you've ever watched a film called Mission Impossible, I think the 5th edition, there is the 5th film. There is a scene where the spy, I believe her name is Ilsa, and they have a meeting here on one of these benches, and she gets sent back into the spy organization, into the terrorist organization to infiltrate. So it's remarkable. They filmed it right here, and you feel like you're walking into a film. Okay, so this is the important part of this photograph. Okay, this is someone very important to me. We are looking at the river. And you know, this is the thing. I suggest this for all of you. How did we find someone to take this photograph for us? Well, we volunteered. We walked over to a couple and said, if you'll take one of these for us, we'll take one of these for you. So that's not a bad suggestion. Have someone take a photo for you by offering to take one for them. It works everywhere. And find couples, because if there's only one person there, it's more dangerous. They could be scam artists or thieves. Find couples with cameras, maybe a couple kids. Very safe. Okay? Small travel tip. Okay, this is the House of Parliament. Let's move on. Now, when I was in London, I looked at this. What is that? It's Taiwan, the heart of Asia. I almost cried. Why is it here? This is a famous, of course, double-decker bus, right? You walk up here, and this, of course, this tells us this is London. But there is a sign here that says, Taiwan, the heart of Asia. I have never seen one of these in Taiwan or anywhere else. This is the only place in the world that I saw this Taiwan tourist industry being promoted. So Taiwan is being promoted here as the heart of Asia. Now, how do you guys feel, students? Do you feel that Taiwan is the heart of Asia and a wonderful place to travel to? Can people come to Taiwan and then experience Asian culture? That's a very good idea to think about. We are certainly located in a very nice position. Okay, so Taiwan, the heart of Asia. I saw this, it went by very quickly. I couldn't resist. I had to take a photo. And to share you, actually Taiwan, we are being represented in a very nice way on these red, iconic double-decker buses. The hallmark of British culture. Okay? So, are there any questions? Is anyone watching out there? Are there people, real people, watching? And who's watching? Any comments yet?
One student.
Yes, one student.
We have a question.
A question, yes, very good.
Do you meet some funny people in Oxford?
Did I meet funny people in Oxford? I met a friend there, actually. We have a crew member named Christine. One of her classmates, Wanda, she studies in Britain, and we had a wonderful time meeting. She came from where she studied, Warwick. I went up from London. We met in Oxford for a day. So some fun people, yes. A really nice friend of mine. We had a wonderful day walking around Oxford. But funny people? In Oxford? No, I don't think so. No. Maybe, sorry to disappoint you. What's the student's name? Okay, Jingyu, sorry to disappoint you, but I think Oxford is filled with normal people. If they were funny people, I would assume they are wizards. But unfortunately, no funny people yet. Any other questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, students, please, if you are interested in Britain, and I think a lot of people are. I think it's a culture that we are quite familiar with because of Hollywood, because of our multimedia, our social networks. It's a place where we sort of imagine, but it's never as good as actually going there. Okay, so this is on the street. This is, I believe, close to Regent Street. And this is, I believe this is called Trafalgar Square. And this is the afternoon tea bus tour. Now this tells us